Okay, so welcome back. This is part two where we look at the week ahead. So this week we got Empire State Manufacturing in the US. We got retail sales, business inventories. There's some housing data coming out as well. Capacity utilization. I always like capacity utilization because 80 and above is just demonstrates how strong the demand is, and basically manufacturing or industries, certain industries are struggling to keep up with that demand. So 80 to 84. And then if you go below sort of 75, 74, that's when you can really sense that there's contraction in the economy. We also have FOMC minutes this week, so that should be interesting. Of course, we've got jobless claims because they come out every Thursday. And then the Philly Fed manufacturing survey. Now, I would expect that the FOMC minutes are likely to confirm a continued hawkish stance at the moment. Inflation's not sort of popping back up. However, there is that chance that will happen, especially when you look at energy and agricultural products. The potential's there for sure. I'll cover that a bit more in the macro outlook. Okay, so let's move on to the EU. We've got ZEW. We've got some employment data coming out. Let's see how their GDP numbers fare. Industrial production, and we've got and inflation, CPI coming out as well. Moving on to Germany, wholesale price index and ZEW. In the UK, we're going to get the unemployment data. Now, that has been creeping up. I think it's about 4% at the moment. But the other data to watch out for is going to be the wages that comes through, the earnings, hours worked, etc., etc. And then we've got some real strong inflation data, which is our CPI and PPI. What they're going to be, again, it's whatever comes out of those is going to start to help the Bank of England to decide for their next meeting how much they need to put rates up for, if they decide to put them up next time. Maybe they'll pause, who knows. Then we've got retail sales and also housing data. Moving on to Canada, they've got CPI out as well. Also some manufacturing data is coming out there and industrial production. In Australia, we're going to see the Royal Bank of Australia minutes for their last meeting, and they've also got their unemployment and wages coming out. So, again, all of this starts to sort of build that picture of how each country is doing, but also how the global economy is doing. In Japan, we're going to see GDP, industrial production, capacity utilization, and also CPI. And then in China, we've got industrial production, retail sales, and the housing data. And of course, they're struggling with their construction, housing sectors at the moment. So just keep a little eye on that. And for New Zealand, they got their rate decision and also PPI. So it's going to be an interesting week. Is it going to have a huge move? There's potential. I mean, when you look at some of that US data coming out, especially the FOMC minutes, I'm still looking at jobless claims every Thursday. For me, it's the initial jobless claims that's really important, because that's the new unemployed, if you like. Okay, so that's that. So let's move on to my macro outlook. So again, I'm not going to repeat all this, so it's there for you to just read through. If you want some help, that's what we do. That's our speciality.